The operating system, or OS, acts as the vital intermediary between the user and the computer's hardware. Today, there are countless types of computer operating systems in the world. Do you know which ones have existed and how their history unfolded? Let's dive deep into the world of operating systems. The early era. The journey begins in the early era. The very first computer operating system was created by IBM for their IBM 704 machine, named GM-NNA I, input-output of General Motors and North American Aviation. It was launched in 1956. This early OS had no user interface. All commands relied on punch cards. For those unfamiliar, a punch card was a digital data storage medium made of stiff paper with holes. Data processing was a batch system, meaning programs ran sequentially without user interference, a process that was incredibly time-consuming and severely limited the data volume. A single typing error on one card could cause an entire program batch to fail, forcing a complete restart. It was quite primitive. Unix and BSD. A major shift occurred just 10 years later, around 1969, with the development of Unix at Bell Labs in New Jersey. Unix introduced revolutionary concepts such as multitasking, multi-user support, and a standardized file structure, making it the main foundation for countless modern operating systems. Unix itself was groundbreaking, as it was the first OS written in the C programming language, which made it highly flexible and cross-platform compatible. From Unix, the BSD operating system emerged, further enhancing the platform with crucial features like TCP/IP networking and improved performance. IBM and the mainframe systems. IBM responded to the changing landscape by introducing OS 360 for their mainframe computers. This system was designed to be complex, yet extremely stable and efficient, catering specifically to the needs of large-scale businesses. The modern successor to this legacy is z/OS, which is still widely used today in global finance, government, and large corporations. z/OS is a powerhouse known for its near-perfect uptime, sometimes hitting 99.9%, making it the top choice for mission-critical systems that simply cannot go down. The PC and early OS. On the consumer side, 1981 saw the release of Microsoft's MSDOS, a command-line system that laid the groundwork for early Windows. Not long after, Apple created the revolutionary Macintosh in 1984, which widely introduced the public to the graphical user interface, complete with icons, windows, and the mouse. This was a truly revolutionary moment. And in a fun bit of trivia, the name Macintosh was actually inspired by the favorite Apple variety of one of the project's founders, Jeff Raskin, although the spelling had to be slightly changed for legal reasons. While other systems like Amiga OS and OS/2 also competed, they didn't have the same staying power. The evolution of Windows. Windows 1.0 arrived in 1985 with a graphical interface, but it struggled to gain traction. The real turning point was Windows 95, which introduced the iconic Start menu and taskbar, features that remain an industry standard today. Its successor, Windows XP, achieved massive popularity by offering stability and wide compatibility. In fact, even though official support has been discontinued, Windows XP is still widely used in various industrial systems today precisely because of that famous stability. However, the next release, Windows Vista, was heavily criticized for being resource-intensive. Microsoft quickly course-corrected with Windows 7, successfully rebuilding consumer trust. Their next attempt, Windows 8, which was optimized for touchscreens, again confused consumers by drastically changing the interface and removing the beloved Start menu. Microsoft redeemed this with Windows 10, a unifying system that perfected the user experience across desktops, laptops, and tablets. Today, Windows 11 is the latest version, bringing a fresh design and integrating artificial intelligence. The development of macOS. macOS was not about to lose the race. In 2001, macOS X, or macOS 10, was born. It replaced the classic macOS with an entirely new codebase. By utilizing the Unix-based Next Step kernel, Mac delivered a stable, secure, and elegantly designed operating system. Successors like Big Sur, Ventura, and Sonoma have only strengthened the integration between the Mac ecosystem and the iPhone and iPad. You may recognize the San Francisco font as a hallmark of modern Apple products, but it was originally designed for the Apple Watch back in 2014. The World of Linux. In 1991, a Finnish student named Linus Torvalds created the Linux kernel as a hobby project. What began as a hobby became an open-source movement, allowing the global community to freely modify it and create numerous Linux distributions or distros. Famous examples include Debian, which prioritizes stability, Fedora for cutting-edge features, Arch for advanced users, and Kali Linux, specialized for cybersecurity. Linux is everywhere. It powers supercomputers, web servers, the core of Android smartphones, and even aircraft navigation systems. Chrome OS. Google introduced Chrome OS in 2010. Designed for cloud users and web applications, this browser-based OS is perfect for students and office environments, known for being lightweight and secure. The initial concept was simple. Since most users spend their time in the browser, why not build the entire operating system around it? Early releases of Chrome OS were heavily reliant on an internet connection. However, modern Chrome OS has overcome this and can now run both Android and Linux applications simultaneously. Because of its core focus on the cloud, Chrome OS can boot up in mere seconds, often much faster than most conventional operating systems. Modern BSD systems, FreeBSD, OpenBSD, and NetBSD are the direct, powerful successors to the original BSD. These operating systems are prized for their high security, which is why they are widely deployed in the world of servers, firewalls, and critical network infrastructure. In fact, much of the Internet's backbone, including the DNS root servers, still runs on BSD-based operating systems. From simple punch cards to complex operating systems that integrate cloud technology and AI, the OS journey has been an extraordinary evolution. Every era introduced unique innovations that fundamentally change how we interact with computers. Now we want to know, which operating system have you personally used, or which one do you find the most memorable? Let us know in the comments below, and don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss our next video. See you soon!